The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Many housewives don't seem to realize that being taken for granted often works both ways. Ask yourself this: are the meals you prepare dull, monotonous, unexciting? If so, maybe you're taking your family for granted.
I never heard anybody in this house calling your cooking monotonous.
Well, of course you don't, Emmy, but you don't see him driven to make pretty speeches about it either.
Just like my Homer. 8 years I've been engaged to him, and if he was to pay me a compliment, I'd fall down in a heap.
Well, according to this article, every time your family sits down at the table, it should seem like Thanksgiving to them. And with all the fancy recipes in here, that's the way it's going to be in this house from now on. I get it. Oh.
Emmy? Hi, Kate.
Oh, howdy, Homer.
Well, you about ready, Emmy? I'm starved.
I'll be right with you. I just have a few more stitches to take in this dress. Homer, why don't I make supper for you? I got some pork chops in the icebox.
No, you forget it, Emmy. You've been working all day, ain't you? You think I'm going to let you knock yourself out making supper, too?
Oh, I don't mind, Homer, honest.
No, sirree, Emmy. I've just reserved a couple of stools down at the Busy Bee Diner. You can order anything your little heart desires.
Oh, Homer, you make my heart leap like a tuna when you say things like that. I won't be a minute. I'm using Kate's sewing machine.
Set yourself down, Homer.
Yeah, thanks, Kate. Yeah.
That was an awful nice thing you just did, Homer.
Nice. Just a matter of life and death.
What do you mean?
You ever tasted Emmy's cooking? I didn't think so. You'd know what I mean.
It ain't very good?
In Emmy's hands, a plain stove becomes a deadly weapon.
I don't understand. You've been engaged to her for 8 years, haven't you?
Sure. And why do you think I never popped the question? A couple of times I was all set to. And then at the last minute, I realized I'd have to eat her cooking steady.
Thank you for letting me use the machine, Kate.
Oh, anytime, Emmy. Don't forget your share of the preserves.
Oh, thanks. Oh, we forgot all about them labels. I'll pick them up when Homer and I are in town and drop them off on the way back.
Oh, thank you, Emmy.
Hold it, Emmy. Bye, Kate.
Maybe you're taking your family for granted.
A cookout, and I've been invited, so can I go? Everybody's going to be there.
Oh, what about supper, Hassie?
Oh, who cares about supper? We're roasting weenies and marshmallows, so can I go?
Well...
Oh, thanks, Kate. Your table looks real pretty the way you fixed it.
That hybrid corn and any of that newfangled foolishness is just a scheme to teach you.
I don't know, Grandpa. All the farm boys go in for it. Going for praising it.
Well, I'm for praise where praise called for, but... Thunderation, another fuse blow?
No, Grandpa. I just thought it might be nice to eat by candlelight for a change.
What in blazes for?
What for, Sugar Babe? As long as the electricity's working.
Well, I think candlelight is very romantic.
Well, who wants to get romantic whilst they're eating? The main thing is to get going with it and get it over with. What's this I'm doing there? Me practical destroy to the roast fever.
Sorry, Grandpa, I forgot. Excuse me.
Where's Kate? I'm going over to Freddie's house to watch television. So can I grab a sandwich and...
No. You sit down and stick out the meal like the rest of us.
Well, if you notice anything different tonight, it...
Lord, this has been a day like most any other day. We want to thank you for all the good things that did happen and all the bad things that didn't. We ain't complaining about our health or this here humble food on our table. Amen.
Amen.
Well, I want to tell you, I got to admit, I'm real pleased.
You mean that, Grandpa?
Of course I do. We done a real good job of plowing today. And, Luke, we're going to do fine without that hybrid seed corn. You just wait and see if we don't.
Well, I sure got to hand it to you.
Honest?
The way you and Peppino plowed and seeded that field today was a pure caution.
Well, while we're on that subject...
Oh, Grandpa, try one of these muffins. I made them with fresh California dates.
Well, thank you, Kate. Now, while we're on that subject, Luke, I want to tell you, you really done a fine job of stringing that wire.
There was nothing worth making a fuss about. Pass the mashed potatoes, will you, sugar, please?
Oh, speaking of mashed potatoes, I fixed them a new way this time. I simmered them for 2 hours, stirring all the while, and then I added a pound of blanched and grated chestnuts, and I simmered them again, and I followed that by a topping of melted cheddar cheese and a sprinkling of paprika.
I really don't think it hurt him none.
Tastes all right to me. Now, look, Grandpa, if we do put in a stand of hybrid corn, we're going to need a lot more power for the harvesting.
Why don't you try wiring Kate? Now, if all the energy women burn up a fussing in the kitchen was put to use for work, I'll bet you could power every farm west of the Alleghenies.
Why do we have to have biscuits and corn muffins all the time? They give away prizes and stuff with store-bought bread.
Hold on, everybody. There's something we all forgot. Kate, you done it again.
What do you mean, Luke?
Well, here we are, almost through supper, and you forgot all about the water.
All right, Luke. Here you are, Luke. I hope it's cold enough for you.
You just happened out of the clear blue sky.
Just like that. Before Luke could say boo, he had himself a nice water shampoo.
It ain't like we did something to rile her. We hardly said a word to her, didn't we?
Well, maybe I better go in and have a little talk with her.
Well, I wish you could, Emmy, but she's locked herself in the bedroom. She's just crying away.
You know, we even had to get her own dessert. She was carrying on so.
Well, I'll put these labels on the kitchen table. And I'll leave her a little note telling her to call me if there's anything at all I can do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you ask me, she's just plain worn out. Why, she's been working so hard these past weeks, what with the preserves and the cooking and everything.
You know, Grandpa, Emmy might have something there. Could be that Kate's just plain wore out.
From what? All she does is putter around the kitchen. But I have got to admit that she's a mite on the puny side.
Maybe Kate needs a rest till she gets her strength back. Maybe she should take a little vacation.
Say, when Kate poured that water on you, she must have soaked your brain or something. You figuring on sending her to Havana or Florida or one of them places?
I don't mean that kind of vacation, Grandpa. I mean she could just sit around the house without lifting a pinky.
Who'll do the cooking?
You and me could take turns.
Well, I could stand your cooking, Luke, and on a pinch I could stand my own, but do you think it'd be fair to Hassie and little Luke?
Well, I don't know, Grandpa. There must be somebody around here that could fill in for Kate.
Yeah, it is a good idea if we could just think of someone, but I can't think of no one. There ain't no point in wasting time even thinking about it.
Anything I can fix for you? Sandwich, cup of tea or something?
Oh, no thanks, Emmy.
I just thought I'd ask.
Emmy.
Oh, that's your answer, Luke. Emmy.
We ought to ask her. I mean her taking on a whole load of work, and well, we couldn't afford to pay her much.
Who said anything about paying her? She's a friend of Kate's, ain't she? And she got the time. That store she's been working in is closed for remodeling.
Well, I don't know. I ain't so sure she'd do it, neither.
It's all in the way you handle it, Luke. Now, Luke, I can't help it if Kate is all in. She's got to get back in harness again. Maybe she is groggy and close to a breakdown, but it can't be helped. Now, I tell you, who do you know that's self-sacrificing and devoted enough to take on Kate's duties until she gets back on her feet again?
Mr. McCoy,
I say we might just well forget. How's that, Emmy?
I said I'll do it. Oh, I'd be happy to.
And that's what I call a handsome offer.
Yeah, of course, Emmy, we can't afford to pay you what you're worth, but...
Pay me? Oh, why, the idea. Why, it'd just be a friendly turn, that's all.
Look, why do you keep insulting Emmy and all us are talking about money?
Emmy, would $10 for the week be all right? I'm insisting.
You're stubborn, ain't you?
All right, if you're going to make such a point about it, $10 would be fine. And tell her not to worry about a thing. I'll be here bright and early in the morning for your breakfast. Good night.
Thanks, Emmy.
Good night, Emmy.
Night.
You know, sometimes you give me the idea that you think you're John D. Rockefeller or somebody, the way you toss money around.
Sugar Babe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to tell you, Sugar Babe, that me and Grandpa know what was bothering you and how sorry we are about the whole thing.
You know what was bothering me?
Well, sure, you're just plain tuckered, that's all. Me and Grandpa, we finally got it all figured out. And what's more, you don't have to lift a finger until you're feeling perky again. Me and Grandpa got things all arranged.
What do you mean? Who's going to do all the cooking and such?
Emmy. And we're paying her.
Did I hear you say Emmy?
You're right, Kate.
But I can't let you do that. You don't know what kind of a cook Emmy is.
Oh, now, Sugar Babe, cooking's cooking. She'll suit us just fine.
Sure she will. You know, most women just think there's some sort of magic about their cooking. But you're taking to put all the stuff in the pot and put a fire on it, all turns out the same.
I guess maybe I am being a little silly. Like you said, cooking's cooking.
Why, sure, husband. Now, you get off your feet and just rest.
Maybe you're right, Luke. Maybe if I rested for a while, it'd do us all some good.
Well, now you, Kate. Now you just rest right easy now.
Thank you, Grandpa.
What are you feeding us, Emmy?
Pancakes, fried eggs, and scrambled. Oh, I hope it's to your taste.
She hopes it's to us.
Now you all pitch in, because there's plenty more.
Grandpa, I know you're in here. I can hear you breathing. All right, Grandpa, come on down. This ain't no time to turn coward.
Supper time, ain't it?
Come on down.
Luke, why don't you just go back in there and make out like you couldn't find me? I can't take it no more. Me either.
Do the both of you know what you're saying? Well, if we don't make out like we're enjoying Emmy's cooking, why, Kate's going to insist on getting up and taking over.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on the both of you. Kate's been resting in bed now for 3 whole days, and she's still weaker than a newborn kitten.
You're making my point, Luke. That's why Kate's so gone during the week.
What is?
She's been lying around for 3 days.
I say.
Now, look at it this way. A tractor don't wear out because it's work, you see. It's the rust that's built up while it's a stand in the barn. You know that.
Yeah?
Now, it's all right to loaf a little, but too much is just slow poison.
So is Emmy's cooking.
Now, there's something, too. Did you ever think of this, Luke? If Emmy's cooking is making us sick, what's it doing to poor Kate, who aren't too strong to start with?
Well, you got a point there with Emmy's cooking.
You know, Kate ain't doing us no favor. We owe it to her to get her back on her feet again.
Well, maybe you're right.
You're darn tootin' I'm right.
Well, I'm with you, Grandpa.
Me too.
Who is it?
It's us. We want to talk to you.
Just a minute. Come in.
How you feeling, Sugar Babe?
Boy, just to look at her answers that. I never seen her look so fit, Kate.
Grandpa, you're right. I feel just fine. Luke, if you just gotta lend me a hand, I think maybe I can make it to the kitchen. Oh.
Sugar Babe, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh, sure. You can stay right in this bed.
No, I don't care how long it is before any of us really gets to enjoy a good meal again.
Yes, and I'm with you on that, Luke. Leastwise, we always have our memories.
Memories of what?
Of the finest victuals we ever ate. Yours.
He's right, Sugar Babe.
How come you never said anything like that before?
Well, me and Luke always figured the way we polished our plates was our way of telling you we liked your victuals.
Sugar Babe, I'm going to say it right now. You're the best gol darn cook there ever was.
Yes, sir, and when she gets on her feet again, let's not forget it.
How'd you like it if I made some fried chicken for supper?
Oh, don't joke about a thing like that.
Ain't it funny? All of a sudden, I don't feel the least bit tired no more. Woo!
Get washed up for supper.
What for? I'm not hungry.
Me neither.
Well, that's too bad. Kate's making supper.
Kate's making it? I'm starved. Let's go.
What do we have for supper, Grandpa?
Fried chicken.
And candied yams.
And I'm telling you right now, Homer Bradshaw, I ain't leaving. Staying and cooking supper for my friends. They need me.
Oh, steady now, steady. This ain't no kind of panic. Emmy, now, I don't know what the disagreement is, but I hope you ain't the type that closes your mind to the other side of the question.
Emmy, they need you like they need a hole in the head.
Now, Homer.
Emmy, you're the world's worst cook. I never told you before because, well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
That's not true. Is it?
Well...
Would you repeat the question?
Of course it ain't true, Emmy. The fact of the matter is, Emmy is a great cook.
You mean that?
We all mean it. Grandpa? Luke?
Sure. It was her cooking that got Kate back on her feet again.
Yeah.
There, you see? You done enough howling and name-calling for one day, Homer Bradshaw. You just march right out of here.
What is this? Well, you know as well as I do that... I'm giving you one last chance. You come with me right now or we're through.
And don't slam the door.
We're all washed up, Grandpa.
You say that again.
I promised you stewed lamb, kidneys, and sweetbreads. And here it is. Got the mustard green.
Chihuahua, qué fiesta es esto, hombre.
Well, might as well dig in and get this over with.
I'll get it.
I'll get it. I'm the oldest. Homer!
I came to get my cap. I must have left it here.
Well, come on in. I'll help you look for it.
I'll help too. Homer! fine time someone picks to come busting in with supper on the table.
Oh, supper can wait, Emmy. Supper can wait.
Someone might as well know that I ain't leaving here till I find that cap.
Well, now, I wonder where that could be.
Well, the only decent thing is to have a friend find his cap.
Oh, sure.
I'll help too. It's probably a very valuable cap.
Well, here. He can't hear. He's down there?
No. Don't worry, Homer. We'll find her, even if we miss supper.
Mr. Bradshaw, here's your cap.
Did he have to pick this time to turn bird dog?
What do you know? I had it on me all the time. Well, I guess I better get started on my run. I gotta make Grand Junction by morning.
Grand Junction, you say? Say, I also wanted to visit there.
Me too. Homer, why don't you sit down and tell us all about it, huh?
Grand Junction, it sounds like a very exciting place.
Well, I guess it is. It gets pretty lonesome sometime when you're traveling by yourself, though.
With all the hitchhikers there is around, that shouldn't be any problem.
Hitchhiker just ain't the same as, well, somebody you've been engaged to for 8 years, for instance.
Are you suggesting me going off with you on a trip?
On a honeymoon trip.
Honeymoon? Are you asking me?
Sure I am, Emmy. What do you think I come back here for? Will you?
Well, I...
Go ahead, Emmy. He's been waiting 8 years building up to this, that's all.
Yeah.
Grab your coat, Emmy. We'll go out and celebrate.
Now's the time to celebrate.
Yeah, it sure is. You have a good time.
All right, home, I'm ready.
Well, have a good time now. You suppose you got time to get us some of that fried chicken?
And candied yams?